that you've just heard is my most recent composition, and I'm so excited to share it with you. I've been playing it every day since I wrote it, and I find it so relaxing and calming and peaceful and fun to play. Now we're moving into our tutorial. I want to point out that this arrangement is for low G tuning. You'll find the tabs on screen, and you can also download them from my Patreon page. You'll find the link down below in the video description. In case you're not familiar with how to read tablature, I'll put a link above to my lesson that walks you through it step by step. Now let's get started with our tutorial. The first tip that I want to share with you is that for most of this melody, we want to emphasize the first and fourth of every 6 beats. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's how this sounds in an exaggerated way, playing measures 1 and 2 at a slow tempo. The next tip I have is in measure 7. Taking a look at the fingering here, we're starting with our ring finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string and our middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. We're going to play strings 4, 3, and 2. Then we'll play the 2nd string once more, and then we're going to lift up our ring finger and place down our index finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Here we'll pick strings 4 and 3. And then we'll lift up our index finger to play the open 4th string in measure 8. Now we're moving to measure 17. Here we have an F chord, and we're going to play strings 2, 4, and 3 twice. In measure 18, we'll place our pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string and play strings 1, 4, and 3. Then we'll lift up all of our fingers to play the open 1st string, and then we're going to place both our index and our ring fingers down on the 1st and 3rd frets of the 2nd string to play the next 2 notes. In measure 19, we have all open strings, playing strings 2, 4, and 3 twice. Then in measure 20, we're placing our ring finger down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, playing strings 1, 4, and 3. Then we're going to once again place our index and ring fingers down on the 2nd string. Here we'll play frets 3, 1, and then the open string. For measures 21 through 24, here's another good practice at playing our 1st and 4th beats at a higher volume than the other notes. At the end of measure 24, we have a slide. We'll start with our ring finger on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and after we play this string, we'll slide our finger up to the 5th fret. Then we'll slide it back down to the 3rd fret to play this string one more time. Here's how it looks to play the slide, moving from measure 24 into 25. The final tip that I have for you is in measure 27. Here we have a hammer-on and a pull-off. We're starting with our index and ring fingers on the 1st and 3rd frets of the 2nd string. We'll play strings 2, 4, and 3. Then we're going to lift up our ring finger. When we play the 2nd string, we'll hammer on with our ring finger back onto the 3rd fret, and then we'll pull off again. This whole time we're keeping our index finger on the 1st fret of the second string. Then we finish this measure with the third string. If you're not yet comfortable playing hammer-ons and pull-offs, then you can pick each of these notes as another option. So we can first pick the first fret of the second string, place down our ring finger to pick the third fret, and then lift it back up again to play the first fret. If you've enjoyed this arrangement, please give this video a like, and thank you so much for subscribing. Have fun practicing this beautiful melody, and thank you for watching.